A painter paints a picture on a canvas, but musicians paint their pictures on silence. Leopold Stawowski. Music is part of everyone's lives. We listen to music in the car, in movies. It is played at parties. We hear music in stores, concerts. Music is played just about anywhere we go. Being the area we live in, we do hear a lot of Cajun music, and one of the instruments being played in that music is the accordion. The accordion is a very well-known instrument throughout Southeast Texas, but there is probably a lot of things you do not know about the accordion, such as the culture behind it, the different types that are made, and some of the famous musicians who play it. The culture behind the accordion begins with the free reed. The accordion's history begins about 1800 when Europeans began the rapid development of instruments using the free reeds. The handelian was developed in Berlin in 1822, and its major advance was that rather than having a human lung force air over the reeds, it used a mechanical one. It had only 5 buttons on the treble side, but Buchman realized it could hold more than 5 buttons, and Cyril Demian improved on the handolin by placing fixed chords buttons for the left hand and patented his placing fixed the accordion. The first use of the word invention of the accordion thus dates back to either of these 2 dates. The accordion goes back to the later half of the 19th century in the South Louisiana. How, when, and by whom it was first introduced is unknown. The accordion was accepted on a limited scale by Cajuns sometime at the end of the 19th century and became very popular by the 1920s when accordions were imported in keys that were compatible with fiddles. It is the instrument by which most Cajun music is identified, especially that from the prairies of southwest Louisiana, and this music has had an impact on the national scene of southwest Louisiana. Now that we know a little bit about where the accordion came from, we now know not all accordions are the same. There are several different types of accordions made. Broadly speaking, there are 2 main types of accordion: the button accordion and the piano accordion. If the right hand or treble side is made up of buttons, then the accordion is a button accordion. If the right hand or treble side of the accordion is made up of black and white piano keys, then it is a piano accordion. Another broad differentiation can be made between unisoric and biosoric accordions. These terms refer to how the action of the bellows produce notes or pitches by moving air through the reeds. A key or button on a unisoric accordion produce the same pitch regardless of the direction of the bellow action. When depressing one button on a biosoric accordion, however, 2 different notes can be played, one note when the bellow is being pulled out and another note when the bellow is being pushed in. Lastly, there is a distinction between diatonic and chromatic accordions. Most diatonic accordions are button accordions and have 2 or 3 rows of buttons. Each row is tuned to a specific key, having only the notes of that scale. They are also almost always biosoric. Each button produces different pitches depending on the direction of the bellow action. Because diatonic button accordions are generally only in one key, players need several instruments to play in different keys. Chromatic button accordions can also be chromatic. Chromatic button accordions are unisoric. The same button sounds only one pitch whether you are pulling or pushing the bellows. The right hand side often has 3 to 5 rows of buttons, and these accordions are not limited to any specific key. One chromatic accordion can play in any key. Chromatic button accordions are popular in French music and the Russian bayan music. Now that we know the different types of accordions, let's learn about the famous musicians that play these instruments. There are several different famous accordion players. Nathan Abshire was an American Cajun accordion player born near Gaydon, Louisiana, who, along with Irie Lejeune, was responsible for the renaissance of the accordion in Cajun music in the 1940s. Learning the accordion at age 6, he was influenced by his father, mother, and uncle, all playing the accordion. Abshire first performed on the accordion in public at age 8. He continued playing at dance halls and parties through his teenage years in the 1930s. He performed with and learned from fiddler Lionel Lulu and accordionist Amadede Bardwan in 1935. He recorded 6 songs with the Rainbow Ramblers, a group led by guitarist and singer Leroy LeBlanc. Aldous Roger was born in Carencro, Louisiana, and learned to play the Cajun accordion at age 8. His father, Francis Roger, didn't want him to play accordion, however, he would borrow it and play in the barn. Roger led the Lafayette Playboys for over 20 years. During the late 1950s and 1960s, he hosted his own music program, KLFY TV 10 in Lafayette. Among his many recordings, KLFY Waltz, Channel 10 Two-Steps, Mardi Gras Dance, and Lafayette Two-Step. He also recorded a Cajun French version of Hank Williams' country and western hit Jambalaya on the Bayou. And one of my favorite artists, Wayne Tubbs, probably one of the more popular musicians right now, being that he still does several concerts in this area, and he has played at Mardi Gras in Port Arthur for the past 5 years. He has performed in benefits at the casinos for people who were affected by Hurricane Harvey. He has some music featured in the movie Still Magnolias. He has toured in over 26 countries. He has even appeared on MTV. His first album ever released was called Zada Cajun. He has several original songs, but some of his most popular songs are Tupelo Honey, Take My Hand, and New Orleans Lady. The accordion has had a major impact on Cajun music. The area we live in is thriving with Cajun music, and the accordion is a major part of that. I'm glad I could help inform you on the accordion, and I hope you learned some valuable things about the accordion.